So Mr. Mantis has moved yet again. Pretty awesome. But I came out here after work because I really didn't have a chance to check my plants this morning before work. And see how they're really doing. So, see a whole lot of new growth. Right over there, that's pretty cool. It's coming downward. And I have a whole bunch of new tendrils coming out. And new sprouts. And my cucumbers not all of them are looking good. This one has yellowing at the tip. And underneath a bit of dirt, there's new growth about to come out. Kinda like what's happening over there. And the new growth is looking a lot healthier than the rest of the plant. One, two, three flowers so far, and they do look an awful lot like peppers. But they're not peppers. And I have a little buggy pollinating my cucumbers. I think, nope, it's still moist underneath, so I don't have to water them yet. Now, look at this. The flowers on the Cubanelle just keep popping out. Pretty soon it's going to be loaded with flowers that are open. And hopefully more of these. Yeah, my Cubanelle pepper's finally starting to get larger. And my bell pepper's putting out quite a bit of new growth from each junction point where I've taken off a leaf. Yeah. So for some reason it's focusing its energy on producing more growth instead of producing more flowers. Whereas the Cubanelle currently has 1, 2, 3 open flowers that I can see right away. Now checking on the other peppers that are on this plant. Besides the big one down there, I simply lift the leaves and I look at the junctions where the flowers come out on each stem. And yet, they don't want to focus. Like, I have one here, and the wind's blowing it now. And the flower hasn't completely fallen off. And if you look over there, I have another one that's starting to turn yellow. So I don't know if that one's gonna make it. But down here, I have another two. And if I can gently take the flower off, I can show you. It's a beautiful sight. And I have plenty of dropped flowers. To behold. But you gotta get down and look up to find the wonders. And when the wind's blowing, it's hard to focus. Also, looking up allows you to see bugs that hide at the bottom of the leaves. So if you're able to get down in your garden, look up. You might find that a caterpillar is hiding along that main vein in the bottom of your leaf. So, I will keep you posted on whether or not I get any peppers off of these guys. But this one I think is going to be knocked off with the wind. And then the jalapeno is doing exactly the same thing. It's putting flowers out all over the place. And that's because I took some off. I did a quick harvest in the center of the plant, leaving only one in the center, and I took the big ones around it off. It took off, I think it was 8. And that allowed the plant to send its nutrients up to make more flowers. They're not just here on the front, they're on the back too. They're hiding. And moving on in the garden, my cherry tomato put out a few more trestles over here and a few more over here. And my beefsteak not only put out new growth, but it started putting out new trestles. Right there. And right there. And a few other places that I'm not able to find yet because they're still tiny. But they were weird places towards the bottom. Now, my beef steaks are still green. In fact, this one's still tiny over here. Ah. And I walk around and I could see into the plant a lot better. Right there is a new trestle of beef steak tomatoes. And just look at the roots it's sticking out. Even though I piled the soil up, it's still wanting to put out roots. I'm going to assume that's because of the humidity. But what the cherry tomato has done, it's set out a little sucker. And that sucker is producing cherries. It's not only producing cherries, but I have red tomatoes on my trestle. I picked one yesterday and we haven't eaten it yet. It's in the house. So I'm probably going to pick a couple more or wait until the rest of the trestle turns red and bring them in. Yeah. It's a beautiful day. And I do have another little sucker growing right down there. I'm probably going to snip that one off because that's too close to the ground for me. But there's a ginormous spider web in there, so I'm not going in there because that spider, he's eating the bugs that eat my plant. So, yeah. So far, it's a beautiful day. So besides the recovery down this end, we have hope and success over here. And I do believe that this jalapeno is starting to ripen. It's turning a little dark. The jalapenos normally turn red. There are other colors that you will see. But they turn dark before they change, and I already have a dark spot starting. So hopefully this one turns red pretty soon.